Hey everyone, and welcome to another Yogi Misfit session. My name is Danny Pomploon, and I'm your host. Welcome to session 45. So this podcast was actually really interesting and really fun for me to do. I actually did it live Instagram with the two girls, Amanda and Sara, who are the owners, the owners of the Asheville Yoga Festival, which I'm excited to be presenting at this year. But anyway, we got to jump on live on Instagram and do it. So people actually got to comment and chat with us while we were doing the podcast itself. And it was really, really, really super fun. We talked a lot about how yoga festivals, one, are becoming a thing, but two, how they've cultivated such a great community on this really cool, small grassroots yoga festival out in Asheville. They're all around just amazing human beings, and I'm a big fan and big supporter. So I was very happy to have them on the show. As always, I'd like to thank our friends over at SF Yoga Mag for being such big supporters. Go check them out if you haven't yet. They post all sorts of cool yoga events here in the Bay Area and around other places as well. And without further ado, here comes session 45. Welcome to the show, Amanda and Sara. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
How are you?
So this is the first time I've ever done an Instagram live and a podcast live at the same time. So you guys are my first.
Yay. We've never done either one.
No.
So this is super exciting.
Welcome to my my humble podcasting office. It's my microphone set on a kitchen chair.
Oh, yeah. Wait, we're not going to
We should
show
turn
you our
around
setup.
and show you our setup. We want.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
And I'm sitting on a Zafu as well. But I guess it works. Whatever. It works for me. So welcome to the podcast and welcome to Instagram Live. This is so much fun. I wanted to get you guys on the show for multiple reasons, but mainly because I want to hear all about Asheville Yoga Festival and how this started and where this baby was birthed from. And, you know, there's so much buzz going around about it. And I'm thrilled to be presenting there this year. But yeah, how did this thing start? Where did you guys come up with this idea?
Well, I guess I should let Amanda probably do this one, but we didn't actually begin the Asheville Yoga Festival. It started as the Asheville Yoga Fest about 6 years ago. And it was very small. It was in one location in Asheville. And Amanda was basically given the opportunity to take it over from the gentleman who owned it before. And so she did. And we had a conversation in the park and she said, "So what do you think about running a festival?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? Okay, let's do that." So that's where it started.
That's the short story. Yes, that's exactly how it happened. And we were standing in Pack Square, which is the sort of the hub of the festival. It's where our Mountain Air Market is. And I specifically remember exactly where we were standing. And my vision then was to have it in downtown Asheville, to somehow have this urban environment be the home for the festival, as opposed to there's a lot of beautiful locations all over, but there's a buzz and an energy to the city that's pretty amazing. And I wasn't quite sure how we would make it happen, but we made it happen. So
this is how many years going strong?
So this is the 5th year of the festival, but this is Sara and I's 2nd year.
Okay,
So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is my first year.
It's your first year.
Yeah.
Hopefully many to come. And it really doesn't resemble anything of what was before.
Yeah.
We
So
totally transformed the festival.
So what was different before and what's it like now?
So it was in, like Sara said, it was in one venue. All the classes took place in one classroom. They just rotated throughout the day through one classroom. And all the vendors were also in that same space.
Wow.
So it was all literally in this one room of a cool venue, but really small. So we, again, moved it into downtown Asheville. We grew from probably 20 vendors to 70 vendors, from maybe 20 presenters to almost 50 presenters, and about 8 venues now.
Wow.
Complete with music, an outdoor music stage, free classes outdoors. Just, it looks very different. And we changed the name to the Asheville Yoga Festival and just kind of rebranded a little bit, freshened up the website, and yeah.
What are you most excited about this year?
Ooh. I mean, I think for me, really this year, it's the simple fact that Amanda and I are just a tiny bit more comfortable. And last year, I felt like I didn't experience the festival at all until after the fact when I got to watch our video.
Right.
That's how I really so I feel like for me personally, just the fact that I'm going to be more present while I'm there and have a little bit more space to be connecting with all the presenters and just to see all these people who are returning this year, the people that came last year and now want to come back is a big deal for us.
Yeah.
And I think that the music this year I'm really excited about. I'm really excited. MC Yogi is going to do a yoga class and a concert outside at this beautiful venue called the Salvage Station, which is on the river in Asheville. It's this really cool kind of funky outdoor space.
Awesome.
So that's going to be amazing. And then Sean Johnson is going to do a kirtan this year with the Wild Lotus Band at a really sweet retreat center called the Om Sanctuary. And so those are two sort of highlights that I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. I would echo a lot of that for sure. I have no history in event planning or running. Zero. Other than I have 4 children and I put on a lot of great birthday parties.
Yeah.
That's a lot of event planning right
Throws
there.
a good party.
Right. I can throw a good party for sure. And honestly, that's if people say, what are the things you want to do? I'm like, I really just want to throw a good party for everybody. Mm-hmm. That's truly how I feel. It was definitely kind of an out of body experience because even though I had this vision in my head, I had no idea how it was going to manifest. And so to watch it all unfold pretty seamlessly was amazing being there watching it. But again, I don't know that I really appreciated it until after the fact. So I hope, like Sarah said, that I'm a little more present with it. I feel like, I was just felt like I had to be in all the places all the time, but everything, we had amazing volunteers and it went so beautifully. So yes, I hope I can step back. So I'm looking forward to that. And our lineup just rocks. I mean, of course we're biased, but it's the best around. So I'm just super stoked for all the classes that are being offered. There's an amazing variety. There's truly something for everyone. I mean, there's chair yoga to the sweaty vinyasa stuff. So there's just a little bit of everything. And, definitely our focus on compassionate activism or just yoga moving into the realm of how are you taking this off the mat and what are you doing in the world with it is obviously a big focus of what we're doing. So I'm looking forward to bringing those topics even more into the light and hopefully, it's a little uncomfortable and can be a little messy, but I think we got to go there as yogis. So. I
agree. Two points that you just made. Like, I can't echo enough. Like, I saw the lineup and was drooling over it. Like, some of my favorite yogis are going to be there, and I'm like starstruck on the side. Like, so many great teachers you guys did such a great job at pulling. I don't even know how you did it. It must be like magic or witchcraft or something, but you guys pulled together. I love the yes, the little smirk. Yeah, pretty much. You pulled together some really awesome yogis. And like you said, it's like, it's not just one type of yogi. It's not just like, here's the hot, sweaty vinyasa class because that means yoga, but you really did do a big blend of like, come in and sing, come in and learn about anatomy, come in and learn about a flow type, come in and learn about a different type of yoga, come in and learn how to heal yourself, come in and listen to someone's really cool story. I mean, you guys really did a great job at, there are options for every single person, whether you've been on the mat one time or whether you've been on the mat a million times, or maybe it's your first time on the mat. Like, there is something for everybody at this festival. Like, you can't beat it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really, last year was great for sure. And I feel like we just rounded it out, even more this year. So we're super honored that people want to come and said yes. Certainly, Sarah and I both have some connections through our yoga experience over the years. So we love that we have a personal connection with almost all the teachers coming. Very few did we just randomly, just draw out of a hat. But we're humbled that people said yes and are willing to come because, again, we are a newer festival and we know there's a lot of festivals all over, big shiny ones and small ones, and we're just happy that people are coming here. So. I
think that, the more, listen, you're right. There's a lot of yoga out there, but I think the more yoga out there, the better. And so I think you guys are creating something absolutely beautiful. It's magic. I have another question for you.
Okay.
Because I've never really got to hear, obviously the planning for something this big and that many people, and also the logistic to get everyone there and set up. What's been the most challenging part of taking on a yoga festival or planning? Yeah, I love the facial expressions already. We need to do every podcast live because I can see it.
I bet we have the same answer. We'll see.
Oh, I don't know. The most challenging, I think, is really, I think it's sort of twofold for me. One of them is staying true to our vision. So, you know, Amanda and I knew from the very start what we wanted this to look like, but we didn't necessarily have the words to put around that. We didn't have the perfect mission statement, but we had it in our brains. And for us to continually come back to that and make sure that we're checking in and that we're, you know, that even like the people that we're partnering with, the sponsors that we have are in line with that, and that the presenters are in line with what we want to create. That to me is super challenging because it's so easy. And this is the second part, to get caught up in the sort of the big world of yoga festivals and to feel like we have to kind of stay, you know, in line with the big daddies.
Right.
Also try to stand out. And I think that we don't actually have to do that because our vision is really clear and we've created something that really makes sense and that people are really drawn to. But I think the challenge is continually coming back. And I think that's a yoga thing in general, right? Like continually coming back to your purpose and coming back to what really we're trying to make happen.
I mean, it's practice and action right there.
Right. Totally. Absolutely.
What was your answer?
Well, that would be that is part of it. So since she said that, I will just go to the purely logistical side of things. And you're not one of them. Get, you know, just the amount of effort and energy it takes to get responses from people and how much time we spend on our computer really sitting in front of emails, whether it's venues or sponsors who are all amazing, of course, teachers, volunteers. There's a lot of, you know, it can take 10 times just to get one answer. So and waiting, you know, that waiting process and waiting to do something else because you're waiting for that response. And patience. So there's a lot of patience and days where you just feel like, you know, have all these things I'm going to do. And at the end of the day, I feel like nothing happened. And it is just the two of us. We have a fantastic group of volunteers who will come in, you know, pre-festival and of course during the festival and post-festival cleanup. Awesome. We have a couple of people on staff now, I would say staff loosely,
who are amazing.
And they are. So I don't want to make it sound like we're doing everything. However, it is pretty much Sara and I, and we're a little, you know, 2-woman show and we both have families and love this passion project that we're doing. It's just, you know, it's a lot. So
how much planning time goes into putting together a festival like this? And how many people are at this festival?
So we start planning for the festival literally the day that the festival ends. So
great.
The day that the festival ended, we began, you know, we started with that week with ticket sales and we start, you know, we're already planning for our presenters this year for 2019. And it's a year-long process. And I think I work at least 40 hours a week, and I'm certain that you do. So it's definitely a full-time job, which you wouldn't necessarily think. And our hope is that as the years go on, that it will get a little bit easier and that things will become a little bit more streamlined. For now, though, it is a full-time job. Yeah. Is the other question?
Yeah, and it's a lot. Well, and just, you know, the year in advance, there's just, you know, not only do all of our awesome presenters' schedules fill up, you know, there's people booking way into next year. So we do have to start thinking about that for a lot of teachers. But Asheville is such a hot spot now for tourists, for events, for, you know, so many things. So we have to book our venues because we use all the venues right in the heart of downtown Asheville. They're in high demand. So there's a lot of working with venues and negotiating and trying to create new spaces that work within the footprint of the festival. So it's not, it's logistically challenging to do it the way we do it because we're not just in, say, just a single resort and contained space. There's a lot of moving parts. And so it takes a lot.
But it's mostly fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 30 of those hours are totally worth it.
High fun factor, for sure.
if you're anything like me, it's like I love the fires. Like I actually thrive putting out the fires. I'm a big fan of like, let's get down and dirty.
Totally.
Let's I think I emailed you guys. I was like, whatever you need, I'm there. If you want me to grab coffee runs, like, and you guys are like, hang out. I'm like, no, I actually want to do things.
We'll put you to work.
Put me to work. Yeah. Put me to work. I'd love it. How many people are coming to this festival?
Right. Oh, so last year we had about 1,000 tickets, and I think this year, hopefully, our plan is that we will get about 1,500.
Wow.
You know, growing as we go. But and so it's not only the people that actually attend the festival, but since we're in downtown Asheville, we also get a huge portion of the tourists that are traveling through downtown.
Right.
And so, you know, Asheville in July is hot. You know, it's not hot temperature, but it's also everybody wants to be there. And so, you know, there are like 10,000 people that go through every day on the weekends. And so a big chunk of them come through the vendor area and they get to play on the slack lines and they listen to the music and they play in the bubbles. And this year we'll have some hula hooping competitions. And so we consider them a part of the festival as well. And then we also have, you know, all of our presenters and our sponsors and our volunteers. We have a huge chunk of volunteers, almost 100 volunteers. So
Wow. What kind of surprises are there, or are there any surprises in store, I should say?
Surprises for our attendees, or for you guys, or for just
I'm not gonna for me. No, I'm just kidding. For attendees.
Yeah, because there are some surprises for you guys.
For you, for sure.
Uh-oh.
I think the meet and mingle, there's a lot of cool things that are going to happen at Vendor Village, or what we call Mountain Air Market, that are these sweet little moments that people can participate in. Like we're going to have what we call meet and mingle, where you can go and get a book signed by one of the teachers. If anybody has, I don't know, have you written a book, Danny?
I'm actually, I believe it or not, I was on my last, maybe 2 podcasts ago. I'm finishing writing my book actually this year. That's my project this year. Was a few things, but like my biggest one was like getting my rebrand stuff done, which is happening next week. Thank Buddha. And then thank Goddess and Buddha, because both of them had to come together for this one.
Right.
But I'm actually finishing my book this year.
All right. Well,
you can sign people's bodies or t-shirts or something.
Whatever.
I'll bring my t-shirts.
T-shirts. Yeah.
So that, and then we'll have like a little, what we're calling the soul banquet, where you can come and listen to music while you're snacking on delicious food. And what are some other cool things that are going to happen that people aren't necessarily aware of? I don't know. I mean, we don't want to give away all of the secrets.
That's true.
There's really cool things that are going to happen at the MC Yogi concert that hopefully people will get to be a part of.
Okay.
I would say, I mean, of course, people are going to have magical experiences in the classes they choose to take, but our Mountain Air Market is truly a beautiful space. Last year, and it's obviously a combination of the space itself is already beautiful. Our vendors were all vending the most beautiful things, and we had a couple of lounge spaces that were really sweet, and the outdoor music is all free. So there's just a lot of little things happening in there. We've got some demos from some of our sponsors that'll be cool. I think people can catch that. There's a couple of vendors that are doing some interesting things. So I think that area, hopefully people are allowing time in their schedule to hang out there a little bit and not just exhausting themselves with, 12 hours of handstands, whatever they're doing. So take some time to enjoy the Mountain Air Market.
Right. And if all goes according to plan, we're going to have a live interactive art project happening.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
See.
Love it.
Oh, and we have a really cool collaborative yoga mat that's going to be introduced, which is super exciting. Amazing. We can't talk about it too much. It's very secret. But
famous artist.
Yeah, somebody famous.
That's a surprise.
Excited to hear all the things. I can't thank you guys enough for just taking the time out of it's afternoon there, but my morning, your afternoon, and just talking about the festival, and I'm so excited to be there, and I'm telling all of my tribe and my posse to on the East Coast to like come down and hang out. And I mean, you guys have just done such a great job at getting everything ready. I'm pretty organized myself, and so when I saw someone else come in that organized, I was like, yes.
Hey. Well, we appreciate all your support, and there's still
absolutely,
and we will take all the help you can, you're willing to give us when you get here.
I will be there for you guys with bells and whistles on the entire time. Whatever you need, I am your guy.
Sweet.
And if Danny's people don't know, he has a discount code.
Oh, yeah.
Gets to the festival, so be sure to let people know about that.
Yeah, if you're coming to the festival, use the discount code Danny and get a little percentage off. All right, y'all. I think that's
2018.
Yeah.
Danny Pamplin 2018. Yeah, that's right. I will put it in the show notes. It'll all the fun stuff will be in there.
In the show notes. Awesome. Thank you.
Until the next Yogi Misfit session, this is Danny, Sarah, and Amanda saying peace out.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.